We are in beautiful Old Town Bellingham, Washington at Sherry's shop, Fourth Corner Frames. And wow, first impressions, huh? We're glad we're here, first of all.
Glad we're here. It's a great old building. I think the first thing that comes to mind here when I look at it is it's got great bones, but bones only go so far.
Right, yeah.
So
it's an old building, very tired interior. She definitely needs this makeover to refresh, whole new branding, and really showcase the kind of quality framing that she does.
So Meg, from a color standpoint and the idea of what people see when they look at this building, what jumps out to you? What needs to be changed?
Well, first of all, I think there's so many good things going for it. The store windows are terrific. The brick is wonderful.
Brick is wonderful.
But the color scheme, wow, it doesn't really say high class, high quality. You know, it's really, the colors don't quite reflect a united brand image when you look at all her marketing and everything she's doing with the website and everything else. So we're definitely going to work on that.
Yeah, and the windows are wonderful. I mean, it's a great space to put all kinds of great ideas, and it really is what you see foremost as you pass by. And the idea is that we need to make that pop a little more, right?
Yeah.
We need to make that work for her. So what needs to be done? Let's take a look at that. Right now we can see through into the shop. Is that a hindrance or is that a good thing?
Well, I think the way things are organized in the window, there's certainly opportunities to really do some beautiful merchandising and showcase some great framing and make it about the framing. Mm-hmm. Sherry has local features, original artwork by local artists, so we'll have an opportunity to showcase that a little more and really attract new customers into the store. So I think utilizing the windows is going to be really important. We've got also plans to redo her sign. You know, she's got very high visibility, which is tremendous, but we're going to do some painting out here, freshen things up, clean it. Everything needs a really good cleaning, and so that's going to be part of it. We've got plans to do some really cute planter boxes out front.
What about the color? What have you got in mind? What works? If purple and yellow doesn't?
Purple and yellow is probably not going to be here for much longer, but really taking clues off this gorgeous old brick that was from the late 1800s, right, when this building was built.
Yeah.
All original. So we want to showcase that, choose complementary colors, really something really rich that really says something more about her brand, being a little more upscale. Mm-hmm. Have a more upscale brand, focus on maybe a gold, reflective gold. I think we've got plans to trim out this in architectural molding around to highlight the framing again.
Yeah, that's good.
So that'll really help make the entrance much more inviting from the street.
What's with the wood? What's the idea there? What are we going to make that work in with the theme or stay alone?
We're going to have to. Some of this is very, very important to Sherry, and we want to certainly incorporate that in. But again, just paint, freshening up, and really directing the eye. When you think about customers, how they come into your shop and how they view the store from the outside, you know, the image is everything. Mm-hmm. And so she really needs to portray through the color scheme, through what she's showcasing in the windows, to really appeal to that high quality customer that she's looking to attract.
Yeah.
So a new paint job on that will really, really help.
Good. I think the challenge too, when you have a door that's not a direct entrance into a building, there's sometimes a big challenge with that. So your eye will go to what this is, and part of what we have to do is make that appear to be part of the flow of the brand.
Exactly. And that's where the paint color scheme is going to really help.
Yeah.
And have the door be in a contrasting color so people can find it easily. Mm-hmm. Have it be the lighting, improve the lighting situation in there too is really going to help.
Right. But the bottom line is the front of the building can be carried off very well. And if we do it the way that you're describing, it's going to really transform the new look. It's going to carry the brand to the street.
Right, and it's going to fit the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
I mean, downtown Bellingham is undergoing a big revitalization effort. Mm-hmm. And so having this makeover be part of that to carry on the momentum the community's already started is going to be tremendous.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, let's go inside. All right, so here we are on the inside. Very interesting.
Wow.
you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is she's tried to utilize a lot of space by creating some additional walls, which gives her both sides of things and creates some interest, some vignette type possibilities. But again, you know, not necessarily the kind of brand we're looking for. So what do you think about that?
Right. I think, well, I like visually, I think what Sherry has here adds a lot of interest, right? Like you mentioned, increases the showroom space.
Yes.
But I think it's an idea worth redoing because it creates little vignettes for merchandising. I think are going to be good.
Exactly.
The problem is it just was not executed well. It's, you know, it's very tired looking, very shop worn. So it just needs to all go, quite frankly, and we just need to start over.
Yeah.
The other major problem in here, Ken, are the walls.
Oh my, what is that?
It's pegboard.
Oh.
It's pegboard because underneath that is the old-fashioned lath and plaster.
I see.
Would you ever try to nail in a lath and plaster?
It can't be done.
For gallery is the worst, right? So all this has got to come down. I mean, she's just tried to disguise it. I think she's done a good job up until this point, but you know, it's very tired. It just has to go. Yeah,
easy to hang from, but certainly not, again, going back to the brand of what we're looking for. It doesn't provide what I see as a backdrop that is the scale of the type of work that's in here. And what we want to do is have people be able to look at things and visualize them being in their homes, right?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the other part, of course, is the flooring. Now, this building was remodeled, what did you say, about 30 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
So that's the age of this carpet. So we've got plans to refurbish the floor, right? Get the carpet up, lay some new laminate down. And
so it'll be a wood look to it?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
That'll look rich, nice?
Rich and nice.
Yeah.
New coat of paint, right? Remove these blinds, get some nice natural light coming in here.
Good.
And so what do you think about the fluorescents?
Well, the fluorescents... well, I'll just say this, that when they're gone, it's going to be tremendous because, you know, what we want to be able to do is capture the dramaticness of the art and the backdrops, and nothing works better for that than spotlighting.
Right,
and
directional
it's a natural
spotlight. They're going to make the artwork just pop off the wall, and I think ultimately will improve our sales.
Absolutely it will, because people will be drawn to the art, and we can hide some of the sins of the building and things by not focusing on those, whereas this light just diffuses the entire space and basically draws your eye up to it. Yeah, no question. So the concept over here, would you leave these, the drawers or the space down below, or would you start using that for display? How would you work that out?
I think this all needs to go. I mean, this is a very big store. She's got a lot of storage already.
Right.
So I think it's going to be better to open this all up, remove all these lower cabinets, reduce the number of these pop-outs, cut them in half, and so we just do 3.
Yes.
So you have more space to walk around, and so the customer flow is going to be improved inside the store.
Right. And the concept would be what? With the vignettes, will it feature artists? Will it feature her work? What is it that we need to show here to get the brand out?
Well, I think the magic is a combination of the two. I think first and foremost, Sherry needs to really showcase her framing, right? She needs to showcase what is most profitable for her. And for most frame shops, that's upscale products, that's multiple mats, that's fillets, that's stacked frames, and shadow boxes.
That's exciting.
I mean, that's what's kind of missing out of the showroom, right?
Right. We need to see her talent. You know, obviously she's a great designer. She brings people back. They love what she does, but it's hard to get the gist of it when you walk in.
Right.
So that's a great plan.
Right.
Definitely.
And the other thing I think we can improve is visually having more of a unified look, you know, being more thoughtful about the frame displays that are showcased, and change them out seasonally.
Oh, great idea. Yeah, right. So it's always something new.
Yes.
Yes. So what's going on here? What do you think?
Right. Okay. Part of this is Sherry has got a lot of inventory. Some of it she inherited when she purchased the business several years ago.
Okay.
Other stuff that's just accumulated over time,
Sure.
right? And what do you do with it? You hate to throw it away, but the reality is there's just way more molding here than she needs.
So this is her attempt to start whittling that down, sell some of the sticks, make frames ideally from it if there's time to do that, just to kind of liquidate that.
Let's just blow this out of here and sell it, and you know, and clear it out.
Because why? I mean, what's wrong with doing this where we're based on where we're headed? What's the problem?
Oh well, certainly it doesn't showcase what really makes her money, right? This needs to be a whole wall of her great frame displays, shadow boxes, featuring, you know, the better glass, and give her selling tools, visual selling tools for customers.
Yes.
So when they come in,
they can see
they can relate
ideas.
to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, at first when I walk in, I'm a little disappointed at the long, narrow feel to it. But as you're standing here in the aisle, one thing that's going to happen as we get the right samples up is it's really going to be kind of interactive. It'll draw you back and forth because you don't have to walk far to see things. It's kind of on you, and as you take a customer around to explain to them what a float is or what this sample does, it's really going to work pretty well.
Yeah, I think it'll function well.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other area, when I'm standing here looking back at the back wall, that needs help.
Yeah, it sure
It is
does.
such a dramatic focal point for customers when they walk in the door. They see this long gallery, and that end wall really needs to pop.
So it shouldn't be oval frames on up there, you think?
No, I think that adds. I mean, I think that makes it really dated, right?
Yeah,
it
it
looks
does.
like. Yeah, I mean, I just don't even.
But what you're saying is it is almost framed in, and if we do it right, where we have samples above and show what we can do, it'll draw people back to it. It'll actually be the focal point.
Absolutely, and visually, I think closing that wall in, making that entire
Great idea.
wall of frame samples, because that is her product. That's
Right.
what she's selling, and I think that's what's been underutilized in this space.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is where a lot of my attention is going to go, is really make that wall really pop.
Have you got some ideas about the design area that could utilize the space a little bit
Right.
better?
I think the counter needs to come forward a little bit. We're going to
Okay.
close in that wall,
Cool.
remove that curtain. So that's going to become an entire 12-foot section of just frame
Nice,
samples.
nice.
So she's going to be able to feature more upscale molding, more interesting combinations, because having that strong selection is one way she can really differentiate herself from her
Exactly.
competition. Right?
And I think by straightening the counter and making it face head on, and then I think, you know, the idea you could angle over to give some more space with a supplemental counter, but the idea that it faces head on so that the entire thing is more direct will have
Right.
a big impact.
Oh, I think it's going to be really dramatic for
Yeah.
customers.
Definitely.